What is going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's Magic Game and interview with the Skald of Thorsguard. So, he is no stranger to the stream. He's been on, in fact, many times, probably more than most. He was one of my first guest, actually, when I started doing this, but he's back with a new band. So, I'm excited to talk about it. And we have some other awesome things coming up tonight. What's up, Upside Down? How are you doing tonight? Good to see you here. I'm excited. I have my whole new stream set up. I finally learned how to use the themes. So I'm very excited to get to use those tonight. Got this cool little spacey theme going on. I love it. I love the colors and everything. Kind of reminds me of like a Putt Putt Goes to the Moon, if anyone's played that. So tonight's going to be cool. Got some friends coming on who I haven't played a game with in a while. So I'm excited about that. Going to listen to some good tunes. It's going to be a great time. So, like I said, the artist tonight is the Skald from Thorsguard. I don't know too much about this project. When I met him back at Hyperspace in April, he mentioned he was getting it started and getting it going, but didn't know much more than that. So we're going to let him kind of tell his story and everything and get into it. So, without further ado, let me get him on the call. And then you guys can see my super cool transition. Well, hold on. See, already messing up, guys. I got to get it set up here. Okay. That should be okay. New setup, right? Alright, let's get the Skald on the call here.
Hello. One moment.
Oh. He said he was ready, but you know.
I'm having technical difficulties. Not gonna lie to you. For some reason, the Messenger app just won't connect to my internet, but everything else is working flawlessly. Surprisingly.
Yeah, it seems to be that way with a few people I've noticed. That's why phones for the face cam seem to never fail. So.
Yeah, and that's what I'm setting up right now.
Awesome.
It's all the fun.
Yeah.
Here we go. Just give me 1 more sec. I think I saw like a Space Cats one. There it is. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's screwing with backgrounds.
Perfect.
Hey, it fits the theme very well.
The fireworks and everything.
Where are the cats, though?
Were
we promised cats?
I don't know. There's the kitty somewhere. Maybe
there
they are.
They are.
There they are.
All right. Someone asked what animal died for your vest. What animal died for your vest there?
All right. Oh, sorry.
He refuses to answer.
I can't hear you right now. I am working on that.
Oh, my God. Okay.
I know. Because now I'm on my phone, but my phone doesn't have a connection to my computer.
It's probably fake, guys. It's a fake vest. It's a poser vest.
What? Like my mantle?
Oh, so you can hear us.
Well, I said I was working on it. Jeez.
We got people wanting to know what animal died for that vest, sir. Was it the Space Kitties? Now you're just ahead.
Yeah, because I'm starting to get embarrassed. Yes, it is for purposes a fake fur mantle. So I believe the species was Esta A. Wollish. So they just it's this legendary animal that you can collect the wool from without killing them.
There you go.
Very kind person that I am.
Can you not collect wool from like? Does an animal have to die to collect the wool? I've never.
No, just shave them.
That's what I
Shave
thought.
sheep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Welsh, so we are well known for shaving the sheep.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So I can technically make one out of Toby, is what you're saying. I can shave Toby.
Yes, but I don't think it'd be called wool. I think it'd be more dog fur spreaderous
I'm down.
material.
Let's get Toby in here. Who's got the razors? I'm kidding. I won't shave Toby. Okay. Anyways, you ready to go, man? You still got some issues to figure out there?
Yeah, with you being on my phone, I can't do multiple. You know what? No, I should be fine. I think I'm good. We can just go. Yeah. The fireworks have started, man. We may as well just keep this rolling.
Fireworks have started. Sis, no, I don't think his hair would actually be long enough to fabricate. He's a lab, so not very thick, but that's okay. I do have my ape shirt on today, though. So metaphorically, there's something there, I'm sure. I don't know. All right, anyways, man. So you're back. We're here to talk about Thorsguard.
Thorsguard.
Dude, I knew it as soon as I said it because I've been calling it Thorsguard forever until trying to tag you and stuff. And I was like, why is Thorsguard not showing up? And I realized because it's Thorsguard.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was so for my first question, I'm actually very curious about the lore behind the name and the band itself. Let's start there. So this new creation of yours, because when we met, it was a different band, Hyperspace. You were just exiting that band, and you were talking about this project, but now it's finally kind of coming to light.
Yeah, so basically I was with Forsaken Right for quite a few years, and we sang more like about fantasy-based music because we were the folk metal, right? But we were more in like the fantasy adventure kind of thing. And I always had this like deep passion to just sing about Vikings, but not like how like everyone else usually sings about Vikings. What I want to do is I want to create a project that doesn't get like super spiritual in with it. I wanted to just sing and talk about and write stories about real people doing real things. So kind of like a battle metal band, right? We just focus on like the battles, the fighting, the drinking, and all that. So sitting there, I'm like, okay, so like, what can I do that people can relate to? That's all Viking like, and without getting,
Yo,
too,
Padre, thank you for that sub, man. For some reason, the audio didn't go up. Sorry, bro. Sorry to cut you off there.
no worries, man. So without going too crazy into like the whole Norse mythology aspect of it, so I was sitting there and I'm like, well, what if we were to take this band and base it out of a fictional village, like a fictional town, right? A Viking city. And so I'm like, well, if we're gonna do this, then the city needs a name. So I'm thinking like, what can we call this, right? And I'm not Norse, like I'm not Scandinavian or anything, right? So I wasn't about all into like throwing some really complicated name in a language that I can't speak. So I was like, I shouldn't probably do that. So I was like, well, let's just, pick something that's easy to remember. And so I'm like, well, we got Thor, and we got this city is like always on the defensive because it's in prime farming. In my imaginary world that I'm creating, it's always defending itself against being taken over because of its rich farmland. So I'm like, well, let's go with Thorsguard. The city is called Thorsguard, Guardians of the Land, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that one came from.
I love it. So, I might have got confused here then, so help me out. So, because you mentioned you wanted to be more grounded on reality, but you are creating your own lore?
So I didn't want to sing tales of Norse mythology.
Right.
Like, singing songs like Amon Amarth, Twilight of the Thunder God, right? They're taking stories of Norse mythology and just singing about the gods and all that. I wanted my entire band to just be focused around the battle, the fight, the reality, like, and not always glorifying it, right? Vikings aren't good people all the time, right? They
Right.
are raiders. Vikings and Christians back in the history, they're both just as human as everyone else, right? So they all make their problems. So I didn't want to just sit there and do the typical, let's do this, let's do that. I wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, right? I wanted to sing about raiding, about how they pillage and destroy whole towns, right? I wanted to write about the history from their interactions with the Christians backstabbing them and them backstabbing the Christians. So I wanted to go less based on the fantasy, but I wanted to base it in my own world. So that's kind of where it's coming from. It's my own world, but not focusing on the mythos of the Vikings, but focusing on the reality of the Vikings.
Got it. Okay, yeah. I get it now. So Thorsguard is the town, and you are the Skald. Am I saying that right?
I am the Skald. I am simply the man who tells the tales of these battles, these fights, from my perspective.
I love it. So awesome. Does everyone else in the band play sort of a part in this city? Who else do we got?
Well, so we're a studio band primarily. So it's really just me and my buddy Taryn.
Okay.
We do all the writing and get everything going on. And basically, when we go to perform, we're either going to look for musicians, which is really hard in our area because in Edmonton, there's so many metal bands out there. So all the good ones are taken up by 6 other bands already. So we'll probably just hire out for our shows and stuff. So the reality is, it's just pretty much me and Taryn who are helming this project, and we got some more stuff coming up. We got some. We're looking at changing our sound a little bit, but not much I can say on that until the process is done. But yeah, so pretty much it's just me and my buddy Taryn, and we just took it up. And the role for the story is mainly just the Skald telling the stories. So you come to our shows, we tell you the stories that we want to tell you from the perspective that I want to tell you, and we just go from there.
Got it. That's awesome, man. I mean, my experience, sometimes hiring out for shows, it's the way to go, man. Did it with Planeswalker, and it was great. So that's all right. Like when you got 2 people together, and you guys just got that groove, just go with it and see what happens. So what is because I remember, I could be wrong, you can correct me. One of the problems with Forsaken Rites was you couldn't really perform as much as they needed or something, right? Because of...
So with Forsaken Rite, I work out of town a lot.
Right.
So I couldn't... I just couldn't. So like every time we were having shows, I was always the one pretty much in the conflict of performing those shows. Like we get offered this awesome wicked show, and I'd be like, well, I'm in Yellowknife. Like I'm 1,500 kilometers away.
Right.
And it's gonna cost me $1,200 to fly out for one night and $1,200 to fly back, because Yellowknife's in the middle of nowhere. The flights are just expensive. Like we're pretty much in like a barren Iceland in the winter.
Right.
Or like a very natural desert in the summer, right? So they're just really... So it was always conflicting. And then when I started the Thorsguard project, which was before I left Forsaken Rite, it was the reason why I really was passionate about this, because keeping it as a primary studio band, I was able to work on music and start writing and everything while I was away at home. And then I brought on Taryn, who's like this complete wicked guitar god who will take like any simplistic guitar thing I send him and just turn it into amazingness, as you guys will all hear a little bit later on. And we were just able to just start dishing out songs after songs after songs and getting ready to go. And it's just been great. So I can go out of town, I can work, we can get content, we can write music, we can get going. And then when we're ready to start performing, we're just going to go where our primary focus will be festivals, right? So things that are planned months and months and months in advance that will be able to allow me to work with my work schedule to allow us to play.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, sometimes that's the way you got to do it, like you mentioning, it gets very hard. You're out of town, and the price for one show, often in our situations, isn't worth it. I remember someone wanted Helium Prime to play like a one-off show in Reno, Nevada, and I turned it down, and my friend Chelsea was telling them, nah, he's not going to do it. And I made a comment like, we don't really play locally anymore because we mostly tour, which is true, but mostly because, as you know, everyone's everywhere. We're all in different states, so playing locally doesn't make sense. And the guy made some comment like, that's pretentious of him or something. And so I was just like, if he wants to pay all our flights, we'll fucking be there,
Yeah.
Like,
No,
sure.
And it's getting hard. Like taking it on. So this is the first time I've actually helmed my own project, right? Being at the top of it and being in charge of everything, right? And I'm coming in as the primary financial founder for this too, right? So I found out that for bands, when you're making music, it seems like everyone else but the artist make the freaking money from this, right? And so when you're thinking about doing all these local shows and stuff, like, you got to take time off work. You got to collect everybody. You got to get them ready to go. And it's really, really hard, especially when, like I say, I work out of town all the time, right? So with the festivals, and I get what the guy's saying. That's kind of pretentious of us, right? Like, Thorsguard, we're from Edmonton. We should be playing a lot in Edmonton. But it's like, I get it, and I respect that. And I would love nothing more than to play a ton of shows locally all the time. But it's getting harder and harder as musicians, right? We're just, it's tough, right? And then all the venues, like during COVID, got demolished in our city. And it's getting really, really tough, right? It's just the changing of the changing of the tides for the music industry for us, because everything's starting to go for online, right? We Absolutely. Can go and we can spend, hundreds and thousands of dollars on a show, or, we can go and we can put up a live stream and just have everyone come join us on there. And, it's not quite the same, but it's convenient for everyone, right? So it's not that we're being pretentious. It's just, it's tough right now, right? And that's just, the industry's changing, unfortunately.
Yeah. And really we gotta, as a fellow person who, runs the show, fronts most of the bills, you gotta be careful. I definitely hit a wall myself where I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this. But Maple in the chat says, thanks for the fluff. I think she's talking about the kitties. Yeah. Padre, the changing of the guard. I'm not sure the relation to that, probably something you said. But let's move back to the music. We kind of went on a musician rant. Sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
A musician rant there. But so what do you got coming up? What can you tell us about? So on January 1st, you're releasing the debut single Berserker, which those who stick around in the stream are going to get to watch the lyric video and hear for the first time tonight. Oh, Damien, you made them feel good. Not the kitties. So, anyways, we're going to, your debut single, but that's leading to an EP, right, or a full length?
That it will be an EP first.
EP.
So basically, we're releasing the single in January, and that's just kind of like to show everybody, hey, we're Thorsguard, we're here. Then there's going to be a little bit of a change up in the sound, nothing crazy. We're just adding a new element that we're really excited to show everyone. So we decided that when we're going to do that, we're going to release a nice 4-song EP, which you can be expecting. If everything goes perfectly 100%, we're expecting around the end of April. So we'll be releasing an EP there. So, and then after that, we're already started working on a full length album. So
we got to get you and me back, hyperspace 2024, man.
Oh, that's the goal.
But all right, famous last words of bands is we're changing our sound, but don't worry, you guys haven't even dropped the first sound yet, bruh. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. I just don't want everyone to hear the single and be like, "This is gonna be them 24/7." It's gonna be us 24/6. All right, that's what I meant by that.
Gotcha.
This is our sound 24/6 of the time.
Okay. All right. So what's give us a little background on the single Berserker. So now that I kind of know what's up, Wolfie Metal, um, now that I know your stuff is more grounded on reality than lore, what can you tell us about Berserker, the single, before we get
So
into it?
Berserker the single was my take on the Viking rating, and primarily in the form of the front lines, the guys who go in, and they're just the most ruthless of the bunch. They don't care. They're just out for blood, and they're just out for the fight and the glory. They don't care about nothing else. It's just their journey to Valhalla. So what I did with this song is I really put it into their perspective. I tried to make it as um, aggressive as it could possibly be. It's quite mean. It's quite ruthless. And I think you guys, once you give it a listen, will kind of see where I'm going for.
That's awesome. Yeah, full disclosure, my only knowledge of like Norse mythology, Norse lore, is the new God of War games. So I'm easily impressed by, because I grew up on the God of War games, so of course now I was always like, I like Greek mythology. Norse is okay, but then of course 2018 God of War is like, all right, I guess Norse mythology is cool. If Kratos is there, I like it. So, but again, so that's the only knowledge I have of Norse mythology. And then Marvel movies. I'm kidding. I'm sure that's not accurate. Uh, Padre's gonna send me his old Norse book. It's funny when I told someone else the same thing. They told me that same thing. Like, do you want to borrow my books? I was like, no, it's okay. So speaking of which, do you play God of War?
Oh man, me and God. So I'm a Souls player. Love
Uh-huh.
all the Soulsborne's games, right? And I'm gonna say God of War has a brilliant, amazing story that is completely and constantly interrupted by these throw your axe puzzles. That I got up to the Valkyrie on the Fire Mountain in the first game before I dropped it.
Oh,
Because Elden
yeah.
Ring came out.
Okay. So you haven't played Ragnarok yet?
I have it. I just have not played it because I haven't beat the first one yet
Got it.
still. But it's just it got so tedious. Then Elden Ring came out, and then I got the PS5. So then the Demon Souls remake, I had to play that because that right there was like my first introduction to PlayStation ever was Demon Souls. Like my buddy Skyler was like, "You have to play this game," and I'm like, the hell? It's like, what is this? He's like, it's only on PS3. And I'm like, well, I don't have a PS3. I have an Xbox. He's like, you got to play it. So I was like, all right. So, it's like 2010 and I'm going up to my parents. I'm like, yo, okay, can I get a PS3?
Right.
And they're like, yeah. So, and then it's been PlayStation ever since because that game got me hooked.
Nice. Yeah, I was just curious on like what you thought of their spin on the Norse mythology.
I liked it. I thought it was really well written, and like I said, it's all like I don't claim to be this big, huge, knowledgeable guy about North mythos. That's why I try not to like get all writing about it. Right? It's not really my place to do that, right? Because I'm not the most knowledgeable of it. But in my thoughts are like it's all a mythos, right? It's all passed down through stories from the Skalds and everything else. So it's pretty much all up to interpretation. So whatever they do with the gods, but maybe throwing in a Greek god of war into North mythos was pretty unique. But I mean, their adaptation of the North mythos was pretty cool, and I enjoyed it.
I liked that little spin because it's like, what do we do with this guy now? He's literally destroyed all of Greece. So, like, so I thought the idea of like all the world's religions exist or mythologies exist in the same world I was like, all right, that's kind of cool, interesting take.
But if I were you, though, I would definitely check out some of the poems. There was this book I had. There was a bunch of poetry based, written, translated from like Norse mythos, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of cool stories. There is Thor, and his journey to enter the Grand Hall. So he has to go through trials. You got Loki, trying to race against wildfire. You got Thor drinking half the sea. Like, there's some really cool stories. I don't know, like even like Thor's goats, right? Like, this guy's got 2 goats that he eats every night, throws the bones back into his bags and brings them back to life to pull his carriage just to eat them again. Like, there's some really cool stuff in there.
They left that out of the Marvel movie.
Yeah, they did. But it's really cool because those 2 goats, right? Like, Thor would cook them up, eat them, and then throw the bones back into his bag, and then to be back there the next day to pull his carriage around, right?
God.
To wherever he was going. It was wicked. And I'm a little biased because, like, as much as cats are pretty cool, goats are my like number 1 favorite animal. Like, they're freaking awesome.
Yeah, goats are pretty dope. We got here. So Padre, actually, I agree with that, Padre. The chat says, kind of wish someone would use American indigenous myths for a non-black metal band. So here's how naive I am to black metal. Is that a common thing in black metal that they use that kind of myth? But regardless, I think an American indigenous mytho band would be dope. But I don't know. Is that a popular thing? Do you listen to black metal, Damien? Do I call you the Skald tonight? Are you the Skald?
The Skald.
Skald. Yeah. Is there much black metal in Thorsguard village?
There's no. We are primary death metal and epic metal.
Okay.
We're not really black metal. As for the indigenous black metal, I mean, there are tons of indigenous bands here in Canada that, quite frankly, I don't think get enough credit. But there's just, I don't, you know what? Even like, I can't name any off the top of my head, but there are tons. They're all over my Facebook. I have a really bad memory, but there's tons of indigenous bands in Canada. Like, you just one quick Google search and you'll see tons.
Now are they? I think what they're saying though, not so much like the people in the band, but singing about the myths.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like,
okay.
A lot of them, they'll sing even in their native tongue. Like, it's
cool.
It's great music.
Right.
It's like very drum based, so the rhythm it's good. Okay. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
As for black metal, I don't know. I don't actually think I know any indigenous black metal bands. Maybe that's guys, if there's any Canadians watching, maybe that's something you can do.
Oh, Chad's here. Oh, party poop. God, I was gonna say something. Fuck. Oh no, dead air. Shit. Anyways, yeah, that'd be cool. All right, completely lost what I was gonna say because I saw Chad pop in. Anyways, so normally
I got Taryn's actually in the chat there. He said that if you guys want a black metal song, he'll write one for us.
Do it.
There you go. Maybe Thorsguard will do a black metal song.
Yep. Speaking of which, so normally before we lead up to the Magic game, I'll have the artist. We'll play some videos. They do a little commentary about the song, the video, whatever. But in your case, we're gonna debut the brand new Berserk video, which I actually have not listened to either. I figured I would wait and let this be my first time as well. So I have no idea what to expect. The only one here, well, I think your guitarist is in the chat, you said, right?
Yeah, Maple Tic Tac. Shout out.
Oh, okay. So you two know what to expect. Everyone else, though. So I have this set up to fit a YouTube screen, but I'm going to so we're going to switch over. I'm going to need a second to look at my cool animation. Yeah. So I need to make this fit into screen real quick. So, to watch it with us, Damien? Are you able to see my chat? I know you're or the stream. I know you're on the on the phone for video, but
yeah, I got your stream on here.
Cool. So I'm gonna get this perfect. There we go. All right, everyone. So we are going to listen to Berserker by Thorsguard. This comes out January 1st, so we are listening to it for the first time together. I have not heard this, but this picture already looks dope. Before we get into it, actually, since I don't really want you to do commentary while we listen, so everybody can listen to it and actually take it in, give us a little behind the... Nope, I'm going to stop. It'll be better after we watch it. After we watch it, let's talk about the lyric video. I'm still thrown off by Chad. This is all Chad's fault. Okay. Here we go, everybody. Berserker by Thorsguard. I almost said Thorn again.
Yeah, watch it. Just kidding.
Sorry. Sorry. My man. That slapped pretty hard. Oh yeah. Seemed to go over pretty well with the chat there. A lot of people into it.
It looks like they fucking loved it.
Yep.
Oh wait.
Oh man. I agree with Chad on the massive that chorus, man. I see that's an anthem, bro. I love it. So, yeah, that's fantastic, man. So you guys, as you saw in there, go give them a follow. Video drops on the 1st. If you can see under the Skald here, I have his 2 Instagrams for the band and for him. Go give them a follow there, see what they're up to, right? Because there's going to be more of that. And when this video comes out officially, you guys can all share it. You can brag that you heard it first. But how do you feel about it, man? You feeling proud? That was pretty fucking good.
I was, the chat's like, little ego inflation here.
Of course.
Might be going into this Magic game, a little too excited.
All right, Chad, we got to take him down. Can't have a totally good night. No, that was great, man. And it's funny because we've gotten to know each other since April. We've played a lot of Magic games together. So I'm so used to just talking to you, I forget that powerhouse voice comes out of you. I know you're tall and all, but we're usually very calm when we play Magic.
Yeah.
Salty maybe, but calm. And so I'm like, oh yeah, this dude can belt. Absolutely. Cool, man. Let's get a little background of the lyric video. And also, I'm so sorry. You said his name like a million times. Tyler or Taylor or no? Taryn. Neither.
Yeah.
Taryn. Great job on those guitars, man. You guys fucking killed it. And the composition, I know you mentioned it was like a group effort. It was fantastic. The drum machine, did you guys hire a drummer?
That was all Terror Bear on the drums, man.
Physical
the
drums
I gave him when I first started the writing of this song. You need 4 or 5 hands to play them. As soon as he looked at him, he was like, "Dude, what the hell is this?" And I'm just like, "It sounds good, doesn't it?" He's like, "No one can play this." And I was like, "Well, maybe we'll throw some tom hits in the backing track, whatever. We got backing tracks. We just do that." He's like, "Bruh, no." So he completely revamped everything. He re-recorded everything. I think 4 times we've re-recorded this song, just always expanding on it, making it better. And I mean, I couldn't have done it without him.
Well, it sounds great, man. You guys did an awesome job. So Sis Storm is asking, are the Berserkers from Thorsguard? She said Thorsguard. That might be my fault. Are the Berserkers...
Stop spreading misinformation!
No one's going to be able to find you because, yeah. Are they from Thorsguard or are they raiding it?
So this is just told from the perspective of the Skald. So I'd take a look at everything from this EP just to be experiences the Skald has had. And that if you want the true story of Thorsguard, wait for that album to drop because it'll be 100% a concept album we're working on. And I'm actually looking to make it a trilogy.
Oh, shit. Nice.
I won't go too far into the details of what the trilogy is, but I think there's going to be some cool shit coming up.
Dude,
Mind my language.
I want to be in a video, even if I could just be someone picking up manure or something in the village. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Or you guys can walk by on your horse and kick mud in my face or something. I don't care.
We'll make something happen, buddy. We'll make something happen.
Yep. What's up, Homebrew Deck Tech? Welcome. First time. Thank you. Sis says it was autocorrect. And I think that, well, no, that didn't happen to me. I just thought it was Thorsguard. I don't know why for me Thorsguard is harder to say than Thorsguard. So it's my tongue just rolls into Thorn. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Song sounds great though, dude. You should definitely be proud, both of you. It's gonna kick ass. I'm excited for the EP. Is the EP done at all, or you're still working on that?
So everything's recorded, ready to go. We're just finishing up some vocal layouts and then doing some planning with the release of it. So, like I said, big goal is just end of April.
Yo, guys,
end of April,
20
early
subs
May.
right now, and we'll listen to the whole thing. I'm just kidding. Because that makes sense. Give me money, and we listen to Damien's work, right? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, man. I love it. Shit, bro. I'm out of questions. I never actually write questions down when I have guests on, so a lot of these interviews can be very hit or miss, but that's fine. I do have actually a couple more that I was thinking of. One, can you tell us your workout routine?
Oh my God. I told you not to talk about that.
Okay, my bad. My bad. How about your favorite drink?
Why?
Listen, how about a personal body part? Your beard. Let's talk about your beard.
Nothing to talk about. It's there.
Yeah.
It exists. I will tell you though, if you ever want to grow a beard, do what I have done for the last month. I have not been using conditioner, so it's very wiry and strange. It's just because Christmas, like this whole week, I am eating food, and I am, chilling, right? So, buy conditioner, condition your beard. Don't shampoo. Use conditioner. Condition your beard. You want to make sure that don't want to do that every day. You want to keep it up like once a week. Let the oils, because the oils are going to keep your beard nice, luscious, and feeling good. Condition it once a week, and just supplement with beard oil. Cool. Get a nicer beard than me.
Does that work for like the sides? Because I can't get my sides to grow in, like no matter
what. Honestly, man, just hormone treatments. Ooh. They are expensive. You're paying $100 for the bottle, but I mean, I tell you, you will grow up. You will have facial hair.
10 subs, I'll grow a beard, guys. No. Upside asked, was the Cull a historical group or made up? So what's the Cull?
So when we're screaming, what do berserkers do? Right? They are strictly the most violent and the most ruthless of them all. And the Cull is just the wild slaughtering of livestock. So to these berserkers who have gone into this rage, and they used to eat mushrooms, right? That would put them into their rage. That's where they lose most of their fearlessness of battle, right? They'd go out and they would just start calling. All they're doing is slaughtering all these people for their goods. They're just livestock to them. Dude, nothing more, nothing less.
These homies would pop mushrooms and go into battle? That's insane.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, man.
I saw someone say that in chat, and I thought they were just being silly, but they actually did that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So these berserkers, the Cull is just another word for berserkers. But berserkers, I think, is a nice way of what they are. They are a Cull. They are the ones that are ruthless and uninhibited by their violence.
Right.
They are the Cull.
All right. Sounds great. Okay, we're going to jump into the game. So, anything else you want to say before we do that? Once again, please, if you guys can, go give them a follow on the names I popped up here. Or if there's anywhere else you want people to follow you, let them know, bro.
Yeah, just keep following us up on Facebook. You'll hear all the latest events. We made posts. You can pre-save with a hyperlink for the release on Spotify, iTunes. Berserker January 1st will be available to everyone in all platforms, all stores, and YouTube will be released with the lyric video. So give that a watch, give that a like, and if you really, really enjoy it and you want other people to hear it and just share it, we would appreciate that 1,000 times over. But just the view, that's all we need. We're not greedy. We'll take that too. We appreciate anything you guys can do for us.
Trust me, how much a view means to us musicians. It means a lot. Yeah.